The college football experience, Dantabase top 25 for week 5 and other college football news episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Look, Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Dantabase top 25 edition, another college football news episode. Back from a wild week. I think I said, what did I say? 49 one-score games last week. 49. If memory serves me correct. YouTube.com/the college experience. Get on over there, hit that like and subscribe button, because we're doing this thing. All right. You just got done doing some college hoops episodes. Make sure you check out all of those. The season's right around the corner. I booked media days. I booked for media days and multiple conferences. Bought my flight today. Can't wait. But this is a football show, and the football season is going. I think this is you're clearly seeing the effect on NIL and rev sharing or whatever the fuck else you want to say about parity. I think there's like 35 teams that could win the national championship. Anyway, if you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Dantabase Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I think tide turning, as I remember, I was raised in the desert, but tides kind of it's easy to see a tide turn.
It is.
Did I say those words?
Did I say those words? We're doing a top 25. Did I say those words for every team? That's the way it goes when you read the AP. I am joined by my co-host. I think he's no longer in Dangerfield mode and back to school right now. I think he's back at his normal place, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is a background I'm looking at here. Give it up for the host of the college basketball experience, former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Lawn Mac. What's up, man?
Oh yes. Got that cloud brain today, baby. Shout out to the chat.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
I love that cloud brain. Some say my Dantabase top 25 is just a whole hour of cloud brain, right?
Yelling at clouds, cloud brain, it's all good.
Shout out to Carlton in the chat asking about Muddy Waters. Muddy Waters doing good. He's vomiting left and right. It's my guy. Muddy Waters is my dog he's got a big birthday coming up though, man. He's 10 right now, and then he's going for in November, early November 2nd, I believe his birthday is. Appreciate you, Neil, man. Where he's doing good, man. He's just battling some stuff. I just I have a 1-year-old son. I also picked up some stray dogs going when I drove cross country, and I have a cat. So it's like my life's been crazy a little bit on the animal front. So sometimes I don't get as much time. Muddy was the one there before anybody. You know what I mean? So I took my dog on a walk today. Got to go to the lake, and it's something that I used to do every day with the guy, but I haven't had as much time. I have a backyard, so normally just let him run in the backyard. So you kind of miss out on the connection a little bit between yourself and Muddy Waters. So today I got to do that, and you realize how old he is and everything. So you got to be grateful for that. So he's not sick or anything, but just one of those ones you got to appreciate your dog, man. And I feel like I had to connect again with him, man, because I hadn't done it in a while. So even though he sleeps on a bed 10 feet from me every night, so. But yeah, he's the fucking man. He was on the podcast last week, vomiting. That was good. That's been like a 10-year-old thing, by the way, too. His vomits timely on these podcasts over the years. So, yeah. So, appreciate you asking though, and long live Muddy Waters, the great fucking man. But dude, this is we got news, college football. I'm just going to play the slideshow right now. YouTube.com/the college experience, and boom. Arkansas has fired my boy, Sam Pulled Pork Pittman.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you gotta know that I'm a Sam Pulled Pork Pittman guy through and through. But we talked about this last week on the show, and they did name an interim head coach. An interim head coach in the name of Road Rash Face. He's back. Yes. Look, I know I hate to see Sam Pulled Pork Pittman fired, but they paid him a lot of money to be fired. So Sam, we love you, brother. And we hope you land strong, but Road Rash Face is back in Fayetteville. Well, he was the OC, but now he's the head honcho. Moneyline Mac.
It's great.
I mean, hey, I want to ask you a couple different questions. Is this a scenario where like Philip Montgomery's a better head coach than Brent Pry? So Virginia Tech upgraded. We like Pittman, but Petrino's had some fire teams in his days. He's also had some terrible teams. Your thoughts on Road Rash Face back at the scene of the crime? And yes, Bobby, big blues guy, love blues music. Your thoughts?
America, man. Only college football something can like this happen. The way it ended, how ugly it ended there in Fayetteville. You mentioned it though. This is an upgraded head coach. Last 2 years he was 10-3, 11-2. His offenses were electric. All is well in the world. Petrino is back coaching the Arkansas Razorbacks. Hilarious. Just absolutely hilarious. And why this sport never disappoints.
Well, and this gets me to my next question on, okay, so if Arkansas doesn't make 2 dumb turnovers, they would be 4-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's, the Notre Dame game that got blown out against Ole Miss. They were driving down 6, and I had every reason to believe they were going to score a touchdown before this receiver fumbles on a little wide receiver screen. Memphis, same situation. They're like kind of running it out to load, and then they fumble. They're at Tennessee. First off, they got the bye week. Like we kind of suspected Pittman would be gone by the bye week. Then they're at Tennessee, then home to A&M, home to Auburn, home to Mississippi State, at LSU, at Texas, home to Mizzou. They got 2 wins on the season right now. So they need what? What does he need to be brought back to Arkansas? And what is realistic about their team's chances? I don't think an SEC championship is realistic, but I'm saying like, what's the best he could do?
I mean, I think if he gets him to 7-5, they're going to keep him because the fan base wants him. I mean, it was a good old days.
I just think he needs like one gigantic win.
A&M at home or Missouri at home. Auburn would be a big win. Maybe they even go to Texas and win.
What if they win at Texas?
Yeah.
That would be the one. But yeah, you're looking at the remaining schedule and you're like, they should probably be dogs in what? 5 of the 6? Maybe 6 of the 6?
Yeah, maybe Mississippi State at home.
Wait, I'm sorry. It's 7. I can't count. Yeah. 7 games left. Yeah. It'll be fun to watch. And I'm glad we get round 2. We got round 2 of Road Rash Face at Louisville.
Yeah.
We get round 2 of Road Rash face at Arkansas. After this, we'll go to Missouri State. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Curious. So, a lot of people are speculating Rhett Lashlee is who Arkansas wants as their next head coach. Maybe long shot of Summerall if Florida does not fire Napier, or if who was the other guy on the hot seat that we Stoops at Kentucky. Would Rhett Lashlee leave SMU to go to Arkansas? And if so, would it be a smart move? I don't think it'd be a smart move personally.
No, I think he's got a better path to the playoff. I mean, when you just listed off Arkansas's schedule, they get screwed by the SEC every year. It's a harder path to the playoff at Arkansas than SMU, but he will because he'll get more money.
I don't know that's. Why not wait?
I don't think that it would be a good decision.
You ever heard the term tripping on a nickel to make a dollar?
Yep. Oh yeah.
I feel like that's exactly what that would be if Rhett Lashlee left SMU for Arkansas. In my opinion. Now I know he's from Arkansas, so maybe he's a lifelong fan. Arkansas was really fucking good back in the day, but I don't think Lashlee's that old. He's like my age, so it's like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one there, but I have a new favorite team to root for every week, and it's the. I mean, I was already kind of rooting for Pulled Pork Pittman, but and I also am on the win total over, so I need them to get 4 more wins somehow, some way, and it doesn't look likely. The Memphis game was fucking huge. But all right, let's jump into the Dantabase top 25. But before we do that, I want to let the good folks know that you are listening to the College Football Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And look, our merch store, this thing ends. We have a sale going on. It ends at the end of September. 25% off everything in the merch store with the promo code football. I mean, you can get yourself a fucking Stein like this right here. I mean, how great is that? Brand new to the store, by the way. If I can show this correctly, that'd be great. College Football Experience. You could get that. Goes perfect with your game day experience. We also have dog bowls. Speaking of muddy waters, we got Lock Dog Tees, dog bowls. I mean, a bunch of other shit too. That's cool. Eat Shit Pit t-shirts. Yeah, so check it out, man. Yeah, it's a bunch of cool stuff that we got there. Pick Dundee t-shirts, which I mean, I feel like we've given you out so many winners. We could get that thing figured out. Yeah, so all that's available in the store, and and by the way, get the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. You'll get access to all of our picks, our podcasts, our written content, all for free. So do that and let it ride. All right, we are back, Dantabase top 25 style. And I enjoy this one. Fuck, man. I should have put the hat on, man. I have the Sugar Bowl hat with the neck brace in the other room. Damn it. I'm gonna have to do it on the SGP show.
Yes.
Shout out to Channing. The Steins are fire, great quality. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. All right. So at number 25, I have the Tulane Green Wave, folks. If you're just tuning in, first time listener, perhaps, my Dantabase top 25 is performance based, not what we think, which is pretty stupid in my opinion. The whole history of what we think it will play out is to me one of the worst ways to judge a champion. Just because we think. But look, yeah, there's 20 undefeated teams right now. I believe 19 or 20. Wait, 19 undefeated teams. I'm sorry. 19 undefeated teams. So you're going to see all 19 of those ranked right now. And some of those, the schedules aren't that strong. For 2 or 3 of them, I would say their schedules are maybe 4, not that strong. They will work their way out of the top 25, if they lose, but also as the season heats up and more. But right now it's performance based. And when you look at a team like Tulane, despite them getting blown out in Oxford, they do have a road win. They also have 2 Power 5 wins, which is honestly a lot more than, how about this? Of the 20 undefeated teams, they have more Power 5 wins than Louisville, Maryland, and a couple other North Texas and UNLV. So I felt that they were most deserving to be number 25. Yeah, thank you, Justin.
I'm laughing at the chat right now. Trolling that lady.
Yeah, and Gary K. Is Gary? I can't.
Gary's not new.
That's what I'm saying. I catch the sarcasm, buddy. Appreciate you, brother. At number 24, and I think this one actually is one that you could argue a little bit. Is the LSU Tigers. LSU just lost at Ole Miss in similar vein as Tulane. They have a road win at Clemson, which does not look very good at the moment, but it is a road Power 5 win, which Tulane does not have, and I valued that. And they also have, to me, La Tech is actually looking pretty good in the CUSA, so that win looks a little bit better. The Florida win is just kind of an average or slightly below average win at the moment in the Power 5. So the logic is that right there with LSU at 24. You surprised either of those teams were ranked?
No, I might put Tulane over. LSU does have a road win, but I mean Tulane
got blown out too. The same location. I went through it in my head. I was like, I mapped this out in the spreadsheet, so I was just like, yeah, I think you would have to put LSU above Tulane right now. Now Duke win is looking better and better, and Northwestern too. Northwestern obviously got UCLA this past weekend.
Great scheduling by Tulane getting both of those at home.
Yeah, it all worked out because next year I believe they go to Wallace Wade Stadium there in Durham. At number 23, I got the Arizona State Sun Devils. When you look at Arizona State's schedule, I mean, this shouldn't be hard for these pollsters, in my opinion, to like analyze all this stuff. They should just have people that watch football, which I know a crazy concept. But clearly a lot of these people don't. But Arizona State's a team that, obviously has the one loss. And I felt like this one, judging all the one loss teams. So I had like, 28 one loss teams or something. So it's hard to judge the ones, but Arizona State lost on like the final play pretty much of the game, pretty much. I know they had a little bit of a chance, but it was like they had the lead with 2 minutes left in the game, something like that. Arizona State did in a very hostile environment. But they also have 2 Power 5 wins, and they do have a road win at Baylor. Mm-hmm. They obviously got TCU today. And another thing I valued, which is a crazy concept, but their FCS win is actually pretty good right now. It's a ranked Northern Arizona team. So I know no one would look at that. It's crazy. It's really hard, right? It's a hard thing to do, right? Pay attention to the FCS you play, or if you don't play an FCS at all. Crazy concept. So yeah, I have Arizona State. I do have them higher than TCU. So yeah,
head to head.
Also TCU, I don't. Or wait, did I fuck that up? Wait, no, I'm good. I didn't put TCU in there. That was the week before. Because TCU also didn't play as many games so far as Arizona State. So Sun Devils at 23. Gutsy wins, man. I don't know how the fuck they pulled that shit off. We were on that one -2.5. Down the whole game.
I mean, they've come back multiple times now, down 17-0. I know Mississippi State, they didn't finish it, but they came back and took the lead. Dillingham's got a good group down there again.
Yeah. Shout out to Howie. Kobe, do you think the Southern Miss to win the Sun Belt plus 3,000 still alive? Very much. Texas State's the one I worry about. Texas State looks better than what I anticipated, but I still think it's very much alive. And they have to go to Hattiesburg. So that's the game to circle. I also think ULM's playing a little bit better than, I think I was on the over with ULM, but they look a little bit better than perhaps I thought. But the good news is Arkansas State, South Alabama look worse than what I would think. So yeah, very much alive. Remember they have divisions. At 23, Arizona State At number 22, I got the Tennessee Volunteers, another one-loss team. Tennessee and look, you had to put them above Arizona State because they both played in Starkville. Tennessee won, Arizona State didn't, but also the rest of the schedule looked pretty similar. You know what I mean? Like Syracuse is all over the place, but they're not terrible.
They beat them when they had their starter.
Yeah. And then obviously the Georgia game, hell of a way to lose when you kind of look like the better team, I would say. So having the Vols at 22, I think is worthy of that, slightly above Arizona State right now. Next up at 21, I got the Utah Utes. Mac, you saw it firsthand. But why would I have Utah above Tennessee? Is because Utah has 2 road wins. And you might say, well, the road wins are dog shit. Rose Bowl, UCLA, and West Virginia. Well, it all equate if you continue to win on the road. Right now, I think Utah's resume is better. They also they got
Wyoming too. They have 3 road.
Oh shit! I think I even forgot about the Wyoming game.
Yeah.
So that's even more impressive. 3 road wins. Shit, I think I just might have fucked up my own rankings. I think they might need to be a little bit higher. So Utah at number 21 would be that play. And their loss against Texas Tech. Obviously, I thought Texas Tech also kind of ran it up a little bit there in the 4th. Yeah. It was a closer game than the final score indicated. Next up at number 20, speaking of road wins, no, I don't think I can put Utah above Cal because Cal has 3 road wins as well, which is super fucking impressive. They also, so Cal just beat what's it called? Boston College all the way across the nation. And they have a nice home win against Minnesota. That win got better. I know the Oregon State one doesn't look as good as it once did. But Oregon State still went to overtime against Houston. So shout out to Cal. Even though, where are you at with Cal? Do you think Cal's actually a legit contender in the ACC with that light schedule in the conference?
But by default, the schedule, yes. I don't know how good they are. I mean, when you lose by 30 to San Diego State, I start questioning.
But you know what's crazy, man, is when you dive into that box score,
the turnovers.
Well, they it's one of these games. Like, I always box scores normally tell a little bit of a story.
Well, I don't get bring the head cold, but they're counting down 7-6-5.
This is, so I'm going to load it up right now just to remind people that it's crazy that I still think they're kind of phony, but don't get me wrong. But I just think right now, if you're looking resume based, that they have a pretty impressive resume, based on the other team. I mean, by the way, they only have 2 road wins, but they have 3 Power 5 wins is my point. Which hardly anybody else does in the nation. But the San Diego State game, you pull up that box score, figure this shit out for me. Cal was 8 of 21 on 3rd and 4th down. San Diego State was 3 of 10 on 3rd and 4th down. It's like,
and they beat them by 30.
Cal had more first downs. Now San Diego State did rush for more yards, but I mean, it's one of these ones where you look at this, you're like, how the fuck was this score
34-0?
Yeah, it's like this seemed like a pretty even game from
2
a stat sheet.
Touchdowns and 3 lose a turnover battle by 3.
Unbelievable. But yeah, so anyway, Cal at 20. And yeah, I mean, surprising win. I lost money last week. I had BC and Cal went up there and got that dub. At number 19, I have Maryland. I don't want to have Maryland here. Out of all the undefeated teams, they have the weakest resume to me. When you look at what Maryland does, that road win at Wisconsin they have a Power 5 road win, which is impressive, but not really, because I don't think Wisconsin's any good. But I also didn't think Maryland would be the type of team that could beat Wisconsin on the road, even with Wisconsin being that bad. The other wins for Maryland are Florida Atlantic, who has yet to beat an FBS, Northern Illinois, who has yet to beat an FBS, Towson, who is an FBS. So I think they have the weakest resume based on undefeated teams, and I expect them to be out of the top 25 soon. But I think you got to rank them right now if you're doing this resume based
Yeah,
with
they're
a road
undefeated.
win. Yeah,
They're undefeated. You know we don't want to rank Maryland, but right now they're 4-0.
Shout out to Jacob in the chat saying Cal, but no Illinois. Yeah, well, Illinois lost a game by 1,000. I know Cal did too. The difference would be this: Cal has one more Power 5 road win than Illinois. For not only one more Power 5 road win, one more Power 5 win in general than Illinois. So there's that. That's the logic. And if I was doing a hypothetical, yes, I would say Illinois would probably beat Cal. But I think you shouldn't do that when looking at a top 25, in my opinion. Yeah. At number 18, I have the Navy midshipmen. You're like, whoa. Wait, 2 Maryland schools back to back? Why would you have the Terps behind Navy? Navy's played nobody. Well, sort of accurate. I had a hard time with do you put Maryland ahead of Navy or Navy ahead of Maryland? And I thought playing Rice and Tulsa being on the road, which is a very strange road trip, is actually harder than taking on Maryland's schedule.
How about Navy already being 3-0 in league play?
Yeah, unbelievable. So also UAB is 500, even though I think they're terrible. They're 500, so I think you have to honor that. I think Navy's schedule is harder than Maryland's so far. This could all change if Maryland wins this week. But yeah, so I put Navy at number 18. At number 17, let's stay in the group of 5 and let's go to a team that I think truly has a dog shit schedule. But here's the difference between them and Navy and them and Maryland is they have 2 road wins. Yes, was it against terrible competition? 100%. But I honor road wins. I think road wins are the most important. I think they're the hardest thing to do in college football, whether FCS, FBS, whatever. And you look at UNLV's schedule, it's almost unbelievable because they're 4-0. And Idaho State, they got their first FCS win this week.
Yeah.
They were winless in the FCS before. Sam Houston State still is winless at 0-4, but they won on the road. UCLA is still winless but it's a Power 5. It's a Power 5 road win. And then they beat Miami, Ohio, which has yet to beat an FBS. But I do think Miami, Ohio is actually decent. But they have 2 road wins. They're actually a really hard team to grade just because they've played absolutely nobody based on the resume. I think Miami, Ohio will probably end up a bowl team. I can't say the same about any of these other schools. But UNLV at number 17 because they have two road wins, I think is better than what Navy has in a way. Do you agree with that one? Because what Navy's wins are at Tulsa and then the rest are all home. UNLV's won at Sam Houston and at Miami, Ohio, and also UCLA. So they have a Power 5 win. They deserve to be ahead of Navy. Would you say so?
Yeah, sorry, I'm cracking up in the chat. Yeah, I think by default, yeah, because they do have 2 road wins, even though Sam Houston is pretty damn bad. But I mean, the Miami of Ohio is a gut check win. But yeah, I would put UNLV, then Navy, then Maryland. But I think actually Navy's not a phony undefeated. I think Vegas and Maryland are phony undefeated. Yeah,
I would agree. Next up at number 16, I got the North Texas Mean Green. They have 2 road wins as well. And those road wins are not as bad as you would think. Well, first off, they're 5-0. But they won at Western Michigan, which actually looks a lot better after Western Michigan beat Toledo. They also won at Army. That one looks a little worse after ECU stuck it to Army, but Army does have a Power 5 win against Kansas State. They also beat South Alabama this past week and Wazoo, Washington State, and they beat Washington State by 49 points. Washington State won this past week against Colorado State. So the logic is that the Mean Green, I know that a lot of people think they should be ranked number 1 because they're just on it. They're
destroy
on
everybody.
Yeah, making Western Michigan. They destroyed everybody except Western Michigan.
That game makes no sense.
Yeah. So yeah, number 16, Army. I'm sorry, not Army. North Texas. I'm reading Rob in the chat talking Army. Yeah, we need to do a Dantabase top 25 FCS too. We could do that too. You gotta, there's a lot of bullshit out there. You gotta get the AP being a fucking joke, having Alabama that far ahead of Florida State. It's like, what?
What about Penn State still being like ranked like 5th? I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
And Texas is what, number 8? It's like, what was it? The game against Sam Houston or UTEP that they struggled in, or no? Wait, it wasn't the same. It was San Jose and UTEP that they struggled in. At number 15, I have the Memphis Tigers. Memphis has a road win, and they have a road win, and also they beat an SEC team at home, even if they are struggling right now in the Arkansas Razorbacks. I know it was a crazy ending to that game. Probably play that game 5 times. They probably lose the other 4. But it doesn't matter. They got the one that mattered, and they just destroyed Florida Atlantic. They're 5-0. They actually have they have 3 road wins, dude. Now the teams they played at Georgia State, at Troy, at Florida Atlantic, so it's nice. But 3 road wins, and all of them by double digits. By the way,
they cover every game. Them and North Texas cover every game. Those 2 are rolling. The AAC, man, these 3 teams undefeated right now.
Shout out to the great Troy Tuning. You got to join us, brother. So at 15, the Memphis Tigers. We're going to get to number 14, but before I do that, I want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football, and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none, and their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You could easily deposit and get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So what are you doing? Head on over to mybookie.ag, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Oh yeah. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. And since Novig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig's available in 35 plus different states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back. Memphis, number 15 in the nation. At number 14, I got the Missouri Tigers, and they actually dropped in the poll from a week ago. I had Missouri at number 13.
How many road wins they got?
None. And also, some of their wins got worse because Kansas lost to Cincinnati. So yeah, some of their wins got worse. And then some of the other teams, this is why I disagree with the top 25, the AP. They'll just keep their other teams. They'll phone it in. They don't. I know they don't watch the games, but I'm saying like they copy and paste last week's thing, and then they say, well, which teams won, which teams lost. They're not even paying attention to the fucking resume, right? So, Missouri at number 14, they don't play a road game for like another month?
Yeah, we're going to the ECU game on the 16th. Their first road game is the 18th. That's how long it's taken for them to play a road game.
Memphis will have 5 road games by then.
Yeah, I mean, this is unbelievable that how they got this schedule.
It's not the only one. There's another 1 or 2 out there, but ridiculous. But right now, and this is one I look, if Kansas continues to lose, I think they will continue to drop. You know what I mean? Because they played UMass this past week, so you didn't really learn anything there. And shout out to Troy. I like this segment. Who's high with Troy? Let's go. Let's go for sure there. At number 13, I have the Oklahoma Sooners. So Oklahoma's an interesting one because they haven't really hit the road. Oh no, they have. They went to Temple. They went to Temple and won at Temple. So they don't have any. I value Power 5 road wins first. They have 0. They do have a group of 5 road win, which out of the teams that are undefeated, there's not many Power Fives that do. The only other ones are BYU, who played at ECU, Iowa State, who played at Arkansas State, and Oklahoma, who played at Temple in front of 12 people. But that's not their fault. It's still a road game. I commend them for going to play at Temple. And they have 2 Power 5 wins. But you got to remember the Auburn win got worse. So they went from number 6 to number 13. They didn't play. Obviously, they were on bye. Also, the Auburn win got worse. So that was the logic there on Oklahoma at number 13. At number 12 is BYU. I know what you say. Well, how could you put BYU above Oklahoma? Hypothetical, first off, if Mateer's injured, I think BYU could beat Oklahoma. But if Mateer's healthy, I would probably pick Oklahoma. It would, no matter where they play. I mean, maybe not in Nippert Stadium, but I'm saying on a neutral. But the difference is this, though. BYU has won a road game at a Power 5. Oklahoma has not. They have both went to the group of 5 and won a road game. And then they also have, so they have another Power 5 win. BYU does at home. So the logic is that there on why BYU deserves to be ranked ahead of Oklahoma thus far. At number 11, I got the Houston Cougars, which this is an interesting one because honestly, Houston and BYU, if you just stick to the system, you could say, okay, like the system has given them these rankings, but they haven't played the greatest of competition. So they did share a common opponent. Houston and BYU did, and Houston beat Colorado by more. I know it was a different scenario. BYU was at Colorado. Houston was hosting Colorado, but when you dive into it, Houston also has a Power 5 road win and a group of 5 road win as they went to Rice. I know Rice is located in Houston, but it is what it is. To stay to the system, you just got to fucking stick to it. So, they also have, so they have 2 Power 5 wins. Houston does. And that's the logic there. Also, Stephen F. Austin, their FCS is a lot better than Portland State. The FCS that BYU played, I would lay like 21 in that game. So that's the logic on having Houston at number 11. At number 10, I got the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Guess what? They play Houston this week. It's going to be awesome down there at TD, ECU, whatever the fuck stadium. And Texas Tech's an interesting one because that Utah win is pretty much everything. Yes, they have 2 Power 5 wins, but Oregon State, which we all deem a Power 5 based on the old system, I don't know where you would put them. You know, I know they're not playing like a good Power 5 right now, but you know, their roster is full of guys that they recruited on Power 5 scholarships. So that's why I honored them. So that's, and I gave that for everybody. So everyone that's played Oregon State gets that as a Power 5. Same with Washington State. But Texas Tech has 2 of those. That win at Utah is very nice. And obviously they were on bye this past week. So Texas Tech though at number 10. Do you agree with Texas Tech being above Houston?
Yes. I would have. I know you're sticking to the system. I probably would have put BYU over Houston. Just to, like, I thought what BYU just did was impressive. Going to ECU, winning a tough road game in that environment, then going to Colorado and winning in that environment, back-to-back big road wins.
But it's tricky how you judge it. So like, cause I maybe I should create a metric where if you win back-to-back away games, because Houston didn't have to do that, but Houston has the same amount of road wins as BYU, but Houston's played a much better FCS team, than BYU. So it's like, if you're paying attention to that, that's kind of the logic. I can see, but if people were all doing this in their ballot with their ballots, then it's not a big deal if you put one above the other, as long as they're both there. You know what I mean?
And there is a difference too of winning a road game in a lit environment versus a not lit environment. And like I said, BYU 1 and 2 pretty lit environments.
Very true. And at Rice was half Houston fans.
Yeah.
So it's hard to judge that, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's when you're trying to remove. I get your point. But and I think that's
they're
I
both
would not,
your teams.
I would not have a problem.
Yeah.
I would not have a problem with BYU at 11 and Houston at 12.
Yeah.
But I think it is close, the debate, because I think Stephen F. Austin would whoop Portland State's ass. So yeah. Anyway,
them damn Mormons are beating all our teams. Now they're going to beat the Mountaineers on Friday.
Yeah.
They beat your two teams the last 2 weeks. Now they're going to beat the Mountaineers.
Colorado shit the bed in that game. I mean, they should have beat ECU, but I mean, they did beat ECU, but I'm saying they should have won that game. Colorado, I thought, actually kind of gave that game away. At number 9, I have the Indiana Hoosiers and Kirk motherfucking Cignetti. You know, they get a lot of flack for their schedule, but they have 2 Power 5 wins, which, trust me, only a couple have 3. Only 2 teams in the I'm sorry. Wait, 4 teams in the entire top 25 have 3 Power 5 wins. Right? So Indiana has 2. And they also, that Old Dominion win is looking better and better.
Yes.
As Old Dominion continues to win, and Virginia Tech has won 2 in a row. Old Dominion waxed Virginia Tech. Also, Illinois beating USC helped Indiana. All that shit helped Indiana. Also, how about this? Kennesaw State is winning. So that's the logic on having Indiana at number 9. Is their resume is continuing to get better, and they just went on the road at Iowa in a lit environment. So yes, Indiana at 9. At number 8, I got the Buckeyes of Ohio State. People a few weeks ago were giving me 1-star reviews because I didn't have Ohio State in the top 25, even though they didn't play anybody. Well, right now you do have a winning. You beat Texas, who's 3-1, despite Texas has 0 wins against a Power 5.
Yeah, they have different rules than everybody else's ranking.
Texas. Yeah.
So they automatically just put them in the top.
Let's just put them in there. They look like shit all year, but guess what? They're top 10. I mean, honestly,
it's so
every voter is like, have they watched Texas? Does anybody feel good about Texas's football team? Anyway, they played Grambling. Grambling's not good, right? They played Ohio, right? Now that's a decent win, but their record's still not great. But Ohio played such an aggressive non-con that they're like, we all think Ohio's going to win the MAC. I think if we polled everybody, you would think Ohio's going to win the MAC right now, them or Toledo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, those wins they need to happen for Ohio State's resume to improve better. You know what I mean? So, cause Ohio, they lost at Rutgers and then they lost to Ohio State. So they're sitting there at 2-2, I think, or 3-2, 3-2. But it will look better as they continue on. And then obviously Washington, but we don't even know if Washington's good because Washington's other wins were Washington State, Cal Poly. No, I'm sorry. UC Davis, who is a decent FCS. And then Colorado State, who looks like dog shit. But right now they have a road win on at the Power 5, and Texas's record is helping them, despite we all thinking Texas is counterfeit. Buckeyes at number 8, and they did look pretty fucking good on Saturday.
They did. That was an impressive win.
Yeah.
Them and Indiana. I mean, hats off to both of them for finding a way. I know the Hawkeye game kind of feels like Indiana was fortunate to win, but hey, you give them credit. It's hard to win at Kinnick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I thought if Gronowski doesn't get injured, Iowa wins that game, but you could say that for anything then, injuries are part of the game. You got to factor that in. At number 7, I got the Canes. They did not move. They were number 7 last week and they didn't play. So you would think, hey, they would drop. No, because their wins kind of like the Notre Dame ass whooping on Arkansas was so impressive that I think you had to their resume got better despite them not playing. Also, Bethune-Cookman grabbed a win in the FCS. So the logic was there on the resume improved despite them not playing a game. At number 6, I have the Texas A&M Aggies. The logic here is this, because some would say, the Notre Dame win continued, much like Miami, got a lot better. Well, why would you have A&M above Miami? A&M has yet to play an FCS. Miami played an FCS, right? A&M also, they took down Auburn, which we know Auburn obviously is having their struggles, but the UTSA win looks decent at the moment. Utah State as well as, a couple wins there. So that is what's saving them. I think the meat on the bone is a little bit better than the Canes because they have not played an FCS. So
and A&M has a road win.
Yes, exactly.
Miami hasn't hit the road either.
They're like Missouri, right?
Until Saturday.
Yeah. So A&M there at number 6. At number 5. I got them Doors dropping from 1 to 5, Mac. Wait, but they won. They beat the shit out of Utah State. They didn't cover because we all hit that bet.
Oh yeah.
But also, they did look great. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on, Vanderbilt's my team, but here's the thing. They have only played 2 Power 5s. Now they do have 2 Power 5 road wins, but they have only played 2 Power 5s thus far. And even though those wins got better because Virginia Tech and South Carolina won, the reality is you only have 2 Power 5. You only have 2 Power 5 wins right now. A lot of the other schools have played 3 Power 5s. So that's what's lacking. One more Power 5 win. That's why they dropped from 1 to 5. Next up at number 4, I got the Iowa State Cyclones. They're an interesting team because they have a road win and at a shitty Arkansas State team. And they also have the Ireland win. So it makes it incredibly hard to factor that one in. But here's the thing. They do have 3 Power 5 wins. And I think that is why they're ranked above Vanderbilt right now. They've played more power. So this is the debate that I had to go. Do you value 3 Power 5 wins and 1.5 road games, or 2 Power 5 wins with 2 road wins? You see what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a little tricky there.
Yeah, because Iowa State's Dublin game. But yeah, I agree. I would have Iowa State over Vandy.
Right, and that's just right now. If Vandy beats Alabama, then boom, they're probably gonna be past Iowa State. So yeah. So Iowa State right now at number 4. At number 3, I have the Ole Miss Rebels. Why would you have Ole Miss there? They have 3 Power 5 wins, and they have a road win. Now their road win did get worse as Kentucky got stomped by South Carolina. But at the same time, they have a win against LSU, who I do have ranked. They have a win against Arkansas, which obviously is sputtering, but the Tulane win looks better and better because Tulane continues to look good. And Georgia State, that's another thing, is they have yet to play an FCS. So Ole Miss yet to play an FCS, which, some of the FCSs are basically bye weeks if you schedule a bad FCS, which a lot of these teams do. So that's the logic on having Ole Miss there. We honored the fact so far. I know they have an FCS later in the season. They'll be penalized for it then. All right. At number 2 is the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And I know they got lucky as fuck.
Oh, it's so lucky.
But you're supposed to take luck out of the equation right here. And this is why I believe this system is like, you could argue a lot of luck. If Arkansas doesn't fumble at Ole Miss driving, now Georgia Tech's luck's probably more lucky than Ole Miss's, but at the same time, Georgia Tech, they have 3 Power 5 road wins. I'm sorry. They don't have 3 Power 5. They have 3 Power 5 wins, right? They have 2 road wins though, whereas Ole Miss only has 1. Yes, at Colorado and at Wake Forest compared to at Kentucky. I think that was the logic on taking the Jackets at number 2 over Ole Miss. But I'll be honest, I kind of went back and forth on it because I thought Ole Miss's wins were better at home than Georgia Tech's, which I believe in, but I just think you got to honor the road a little bit more than at home. So the Jackets at number 2. And guess what? Who's at number 1? Them Oregon Ducks. Look, Oregon is one of only 4 teams with 3 Power 5 wins thus far into the season on September 29th, you know, and 2 of them are on the road at Northwestern, who did win this week, and at Penn State, who was undefeated before they played Oregon. Even though I don't have Penn State ranked, and then remember they also beat Oklahoma State, even though Oklahoma State sucks. It is still a Power 5 win that I think you have to honor, especially the fact they won by 66 or whatever the fuck it was. They also played Montana State, who continues to win in the FCS. Montana State is a very good FCS historically, and I tend to think they're one of the top 10 teams in the FCS. So I think you have to honor that, and that is why the Ducks are number 1. What do you think of the top 10 there of Oregon 1? Oregon 1, Georgia Tech 2, Ole Miss 3, Iowa State 4, Vandy 5.
I agree. I agree with Oregon at the top. I think it's, I don't even think it's close. They have by far the best resume, and put the exclamation on it, winning at Penn State in the whiteout this weekend, despite having every thing that was supposed to go against them, having Penn State off a bye, they got to go to the East. And and then I agree. Georgia Tech, their resume is really good as well. Ole Miss has a really good resume with multiple SEC wins, and then also another Power 5 win. So yeah, I would agree with that top 5, and if I would rank it the same.
Now, is this as hard to do? I don't feel like I'm some fucking scientist over here. I think it's a pretty easy thing that if we just ask responsibility from our pollsters or voters, whatever the fuck you want to say, I don't think this is that crazy to do.
All you have to do is just break down who beat who. And
like, why should Penn State be ranked right now?
0. What's their best win? Villanova? FIU?
Probably FIU, I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, if your best win's FIU, you shouldn't be ranked.
Yeah, I agree. They should not be ranked until otherwise. And if people panic, they'll get there if they win all these games in the conference.
Yeah. I mean, we said they were going to get it going. They didn't get it going, so they shouldn't be ranked.
Yeah. John Smith, remember when you said Penn State would dominate Oregon? Yes. I mean, look, we got that wrong. It's so funny, these Oregon fans that get in there, you know, dude, this is a gambling show. If I got every fucking pick right, I'd be on a fucking yacht in Bora Bora not talking to you. You know what I mean? But the reality is, a lot of people came and shit on us for that. And, you know, they're Duck fans. They're passionate. No big deal. But at the same time, if you're going to shit on all, like saying, we got multiple things like these guys don't know fucking ball. Well, I mean, we still had a pretty fire fucking week. I don't know. I didn't have their records in front of me but I went 23-11 on my fucking bets on locks. Yeah, so, and you can go back and listen to the fucking episodes. They're there. They're evidenced. I also have a picks page. So week 2, I was terrible. All right. I feel like that's a perfect time to come in and shit on me. Right. Or maybe this next week, who knows? Right. But yeah, Oregon looked great. Penn State looked like, Oregon was clearly the better team in my opinion than Penn State.
Yeah. And we already shit on James Franklin for an hour on Saturday night.
Yeah. Yeah. John Smith says, just let me know when you're betting this week. I'm going to go the opposite. Well, let you know. Yeah. What am I, your fucking girlfriend? What is this? Right? Go to the fucking page. All right. Go to the page.
Watch the show.
All right. Let me know how that works out for you. All right.
Watch the fucking show. The show is Wednesday at 9:00. We don't just do the show for the week.
Let me know. Person. What are we dating? Huh?
Get the fuck out of here, clown. Jack fuck. Fucking the entitlement of these people on the internet. Hey, screenshot all your bets. I just did a fucking show for 3 fucking hours.
We have it. There's the SGPN app. Yeah. We are required to do all of our picks.
Fucking free show, and you fucking jabroni still fucking complain.
Hey, let me ask you this. Did you have Virginia Tech money line? Did you have Virginia money line? Did you have New Mexico money line against fucking UCLA? But anyway, who gives a fuck?
I love shit
right?
on these fucking
Who gives a fuck, right?
Great. Makes me feel better about myself.
Goddamn John Smith hopping in there. Go chase Pocahontas, all right? Go chase Pocahontas, you crazy bastard.
I don't even know what he's saying now.
Get fitted for those helmets. What does that even mean?
I don't even know. I'd buy you a beer and tell you you're a jackass if I saw you in person right now.
This guy's got me get fitted for those helmets. This is my reaction. What is I don't know. I mean, is this something the kids say? But where's my Holtz drop? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means, buddy, but congrats on Oregon. And fade us. I could give a fuck if you fade us. All right. Become a millionaire and fade us then. Maybe I'll get every pick wrong next week. But this past week, that was certainly not the case. All right. Well, look, folks, what I tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by John Smith. All right. No, I'm joking. John Smith, this old, John Smith, historically, I believe he might've been known as quite racist, but he still went to Plowtown with Pocahontas, allegedly. Was it consensual? I don't know. All right. But look, John Smith is out there in the universe. Feel free to hit him up. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Look, Underdog's a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. Yeah, simply pick higher or lower in your favorite player's stats. And look, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's off to a great start in college football this year. And they just introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. So yeah, do that. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Yes, download Rhythm and use the promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back.
They're excited.
Shout out to Must Vibe. Hate your rankings, but well, the rankings aren't hypothetical, man. It's based on the resume. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't agree with if some of these teams were to play each other, I would not agree with my rankings based off of what I'd be betting. But shout out to the chat.
Carlton's fired up. He's ready for the music.
Which I can't play that anymore.
Oh, we got sued on that one too?
I got sued. I can't play that one anymore. But just know, shout out to John Smith. Buddy, you are watching my fucking show. So who's winning? All right. Let me just know who's winning. All right. This is where we do our land down under segment. We don't have the music. So I have this music. This is what he's referring to, is the non-sued land down under music. And here we go. Welcome to the Land Down Under, brought to you by John Smith. Welcome to the Land Down Under, brought to you by John Smith. Sounds good though, right?
Dude, John Smith's having a good night. He can show off that he's getting shouted out on this show to his fat girlfriend over there. And
Who do we got next? Can we get Ulysses S. Grant in the chat? Let's go through some American icons. Although I think John Smith was British, though, wasn't he? I guess I don't know. I guess I'm not really caught up on John Smith. Wasn't he? Was he? He became an American. Was he born in America? That I don't know. Can we do a quick Google search on John Smith? So Troy, where was John Smith born? And good luck. The right John Smith, though. This is the Land Down Under segment where we throw out hypotheticals. Once again, these are hypotheticals. Does not mean there is a correct answer. This is just basically bullshit for a talk show. Hi, you're listening to the College Football Experience, brought to you by John Smith. We like to talk bullshit to fill up basically an hour and a half, so sponsors pay me so we can pay rent and I can feed Muddy Waters Bowl and all this other shit. All right. But anyway, welcome to the fucking Land Down Under, folks. Mac, here we go. You are in the Land Down Under. Oh, yeah. What is most likely here? Trinidad Chambliss and Diego Pavia are the two best quarterbacks in the SEC. Hypothetical. Old Dominion is the best team of the group of five, or Virginia Tech will win 7 games this year.
Man, I don't know if I want to overreact to ODU, but I did see that they have like a 15% chance to make the college football playoff right now with the way their schedule breaks. How great would that be for Ricky Ronnie, baby? I'm gonna go with Virginia Tech winning 7 games. I think their schedule breaks nice, and they have that momentum flipped with the coaching change. We see this every year with at least 1 or 2 programs. They fire the coach, they get the bump, and they go on a run.
Yeah. Yeah. And I am told by the chat that John Smith is from Lincolnshire, England. See, even worse. Even worse. Not only is he's fucking like a 12-year-old, right? And I guarantee he was racist, right? And and you name yourself after him, unfucking believable. And you come in our chat talking all this shit. But we're brought to you by John Smith. Anyway, yeah, I think it's a good question. This, so you don't think what about the first part of this thing? Trinidad Chambliss and Diego Pavia, the best 2 quarterbacks in the SEC.
I thought about it, but then I was like, man, that means I actually have to go through the exercise of going, all right, Marcel Reed, John Mateer's out, so he goes up the list.
Ty Simpson looked all right, but he struggled in that Florida State game some.
What happened to Nussmeier, man? He's having a down year. Brian Kelly's already throwing him under the bus this week in the press conferences. They may be the 2 best. I mean, the Chambliss story is great from Ferris State and shit. Pavia.
No, that's part of the fun of me putting it there. Was Pavia is a JUCO transfer from New Mexico Military before he went to New Mexico State. Then Trinidad Chambliss from Ferris State, and they come in the almighty SEC. I'm glad to see these recruiting rankings potentially. Those guys know recruiting. They know football so well. That Trinidad Chambliss from Ferris State and Diego Pavia from New Mexico Military are ransacking their league just like John Smith did when he hit Jamestown, right?
Taylor Green's good, but I take Pavia and Chambliss over both those guys. I mean, I still think Nussmeier's pretty damn good, but not with the way he's playing right now. Marcel Reed.
He might be injured too. I mean, there was speculation even before the season that he had gotten injured in August.
Yeah. I might throw Marcel Reed in there.
I love Marcel Reed. I think he slept on. I think Simpson looked good in that Georgia game too. If he can continue to be that consistent, he'll be up there as well. But I think it's got to be considered right now that these 2 are playing some of the best ball in the conference.
It's hilarious that the 3 guys that are not so much sellers, but Lagway and Arch were like 2 of the Heisman favorites. Are they even in the top 10 right now in SEC quarterbacks?
Well, Arch is the worst, right? I mean, who is maybe Calzada / whoever Kentucky uses. What's the other guy's name? But yeah, I mean, the irony is you could do a list of top 3 quarterbacks in the league, and I would not shake my head at Pavia, Chambliss, and Taylor Green, who was a Boise State transfer. So you would have 3.
Yeah.
So anyway, Carlton in the chat saying, come to our home game against App. Who are we talking about? What team are we talking? Old Dominion? He's Old Dominion, I guess.
Is that a weeknight game?
It might be. If memory serves me
I know
correct.
ODU has a Thursday. Oh, it's late. It's against Troy.
Yeah, Blake Shapen has been playing well too, man. That's what's hilarious. If the recruiting rankings were so good, because even Aguilar is from App State, Shapen's from Baylor, Green is from Boise. So it's like, wait, if they have all the money and then both can't be right. All right. That's what I'm saying. Mateer was a 3-star, right? Like both of these cannot be right of like, hey, well, they get the best players. Well, it's like, well, then the whole league is being the ones that were the big recruits were Nussmeier. I guess you could say Simpson, who's playing well, Lagway, and who else? I mean, Arch was a big recruit. Yeah. I guess
was Sellers a big recruit?
I don't think so, but he was recruited by the SEC school. So like, I'll give them the credit, but I don't think he was setting the world on fire, even though he is, he's definitely much better than the recruiting ranking they gave him. Yeah. So there you go. All right. He says Virginia Tech to win 7 games would be the most likely there. Next up, you have which first year coach has been the least impressive, Mac? Zach Kittley, Florida Atlantic, Bill Belichick, North Carolina, Phil Longo, Sam Houston, or Jimmy Rogers, Washington State?
Belichick. I mean, the fact that they
rank all 4, because I think
Kittley ain't far, but shit, I probably would go.
I think Rogers has done the best, actually. In my opinion,
I was going to say Belichick, Longo, because Sam Houston was good last year. Then Kittley, then Rogers. Belichick, he's too worried about. He's power of the poon. He's just worried about Jordan singing.
I mean, you got to think they host Clemson this week, by the way. Oh man, yeah. Longo. So at number 2, Longo or Kittley, who's been more disappointing?
I'll go Longo, just because Sam Houston was a 9-win team last year.
Man, they had Western Kentucky on the ropes week 1 too, dude. I was actually thinking like, hey, they're not going to be that bad this year. No, they look horrible since there, or since then. All right. Marcel Reed was a 4-star ranking. And he's good. I really think what I hate is because I know people bomb on him, and I'm hoping we get back to this now that we have this, where you can get paid. They're evaluating him for the NFL. You don't need to be like that. I've talked about this before on our shows where, I remember Tommy Frazier and Charlie Ward and a lot of other good quarterbacks. Scott Frost, the very efficient, very good college quarterbacks that they didn't have an NFL future really. I guess for Frost played safety, but Eric Crouch, Michael Bishop, these were great college quarterbacks. And somewhere along the way, we steered away from that to a certain extent. I would like to see that focus come back, and you can get paid well and have a great. I know college is only 7 years these days, but but Marcel Reed, if he's able to milk 5 years out of A&M, he'll be a millionaire by the time the guys. And maybe he gets better each week, and maybe you have no idea, and he can play. Who knows? And the CFL quarterbacks get played really well as well. But I think people need to stop looking at it like that, because I want it to return back to what it was. I hated that aspect of it. It shifted in like the 2000s to like, oh no, you need to have this to somewhat. I guess Tebow would kind of be, but Tebow played in the NFL, I guess, and played. He's 1-0 in the playoffs, right? Or 1-1 in the playoffs.
Yeah, he beat the Steelers.
He's got a 500 record in the fucking playoffs. Unbelievable.
Steelers. Hey, by the way, since we're talking Belichick, did you see him and Jordan were at Nantucket this weekend? For the
I did not.
I thought Belichick was just a football guy through and through. Like he is so whipped right now.
I haven't talked to Kramer yet. He keeps me up to date with all the relationship news in football.
All he did was type in Bill Belichick on Twitter because I was like, what did he do?
He's in Nantucket. Why are you in? Like, this dude needs to be buckling down. You're fucking a laughing stock of college football right now.
Fucking UCF by 30 at Disney World while your girlfriend's on the field. Now he's going to Nantucket for the bye week. What the hell is going on?
I guess. I mean, maybe he just viewed North Carolina as like, I like coaching football. I'm going to use this as my retirement. They'll pay me a bunch of money. I'll get my son a gig. And what the fuck do I care?
I shouldn't shit on Belichick too much. He just went back to school. Good for him. Let's go.
Right?
Let's go, Belichick.
Yeah. Next up in the land down under. All right. Brought to you by John Smith. We got most likely to make the playoffs out of these four, Mac. Illinois, Clemson, because Clemson, one of those losses is in the non-con. Arizona State or USC. What and rank the pecking order you think of most likely to make the playoffs.
I was just about to say, what is Clemson to make the playoff right now? 40-1.
They get the bye week. They come out. They take down Carolina, and next thing you know, I mean, it's the ACC. They don't play Miami. They host Florida State. I'm trying to think. They have to go to Louisville, which would be, I mean, right now the way they've looked for the first couple of games, they'll lose to everybody they play, except maybe Carolina. But you might be right. The answer might be.
Yeah, I'll go Clemson 1 just because I've seen Dabo do this where everybody shits on him and then he wins out and they backdoor. And then I'll go Arizona State because the Big 12 is wide open. I don't know. Like USC and Illinois both already have losses. USC still got to go to South Bend.
USC plays.
Oregon. Don't they have Oregon? They have Oregon.
Yeah, at Oregon. They have Oregon,
I don't think they're going to get it done. That Illinois fucking loss was a killer. Illinois still got to play Ohio State.
Cannabis saying, is UCLA ranked ahead of Illinois because Illinois has the head-to-head against them?
True. I'm pulling up Illinois' schedule right now.
They host Ohio State in 2 weeks?
It's hard to get that 50-point loss out of your brain. It's like you can't make the playoff if you lose by 50. They got to go to Washington still too.
I came into this thinking I was the same as you, saying it wouldn't surprise me if Clemson righted their wrongs during the bye week, but I had Illinois at 2. I actually had Arizona State at 4. I had it as Clemson, Illinois, USC, Arizona State. Because if you just get to 9-3 in the Big Ten, you're probably in.
I think you swayed me on Arizona State actually not being 2. I'll go Illinois, and then USC. USC has a harder schedule than Illinois. USC still has. Well, shit, they got to beat Michigan, and Michigan. I mean, I know the game's out in LA, but it's a physical team, and they've struggled with these physical teams, but. Oh, they still got to go to Nebraska too.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually would probably put USC 4. They can't win any tough games. They're too soft.
Next up, we have most counterfeit team here, but between Texas Tech, BYU, and Georgia Tech.
I'm going to pick.
Rank the 4.
Texas 1. BYU 2. Maybe. Yeah, but
I agree. I actually think you can make a case that BYU's 1.
I gotta go. Wait. Texas isn't undefeated.
That's true. I'm a fucking moron. In my head, I don't know why. When I was
because they ranked them like an undefeated team. That's why.
Goddamn John Smith.
I'll go BYU 1.
Sorry, I'm a moron. How about that? Which team is just more counterfeit? Delete undefeated. Which team is more counterfeit moving forward?
That's hilarious.
Well, I just thought you'd have to put Georgia Tech on the list after the Wake Forest game. Right? I felt like that was fair to put them on the list after
they've been
the Wake
playing
Forest
with fire.
game.
I mean, the Colorado game was tight. Wake was tight.
I mean, honestly, and Clemson looks like shit.
Even though we just said they're going to win out.
I know. I'm just saying, based right now on what we know, I'm with you. I like Georgia Tech. I do think they're going places, but John Smith. But look, dude, it feels good to break a rule, right?
You just wanted to throw Texas in there so we can shit on them some more. BYU is going to lose as a 19-point favorite on Friday night, so maybe they should be 1.
Well, maybe I meant Texas A&M.
I just thought that. No, they're not counterfeit. I think they're pretty good.
I like Texas A&M. I have a future on them to make the playoffs.
To South Bend and won. That's I'm sold on them.
Yeah. All right, let me escape from this. What? Let's see what else I fucked up. Which group of 5 team is most likely to make the CFP, college football playoffs? Okay, that's correct. North Texas, that's the Mean Green. That's correct. Navy, New Mexico, or San Diego State. I'm giving you those 4. I'm curious your answer. I have a feeling I know your answer, but
I'm sticking with my Navy pick.
Rank
Navy,
the 4.
North Texas.
But New Mexico has a win over a Power 5.
Yeah.
And their loss is at Michigan in a game they covered.
What's New Mexico's schedule real quick? Do they got to go to Boise? They got to go to Boise. Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's about to get real for them because they're at San Jose on Friday night, and then they're at Boise. I'll go. I'm sticking Navy, then North Texas, then I'll go New Mexico and San Diego State. I mean, San Diego State just won 6-3.
That was the best game of the weekend.
Great.
Don't give me any shit on that.
I'm not going, oh, this team's a playoff team. They beat Northern Illinois, although Notre Dame.
Well, they have a Power 5 win. So the logic was this. What I was trying to do here, concocting my, my Land Down Under by John Smith, was New Mexico and San Diego State have Power 5 wins where North Texas and Navy do not, unless you're honoring Washington State as a Power 5 win, which some may not. I don't fucking know, but that makes it a little bit of an argument then if a team goes 10-2 or I know we probably doubt that these teams will go 10-2, although I do think Navy for 10-2 it's on the board.
They're already 3-0 in league play.
Yeah. So wait, your number one Navy. Answer was North Texas or Navy? Okay,
Navy's got the better schedule between them and North Texas. North Texas has the harder road spots, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then 3 was New Mexico and 4 was the Aztecs, right?
Yeah.
Even though the teams that have the Power 5 win, you still put behind but I guess the AAC is because South Florida put it on Boise. The AAC is more likely to get the team than the Mountain West.
And next Friday night in Denton, Texas, South Florida at North Texas. Actually, North Texas has a pretty good road schedule. At Charlotte, they should win that. At UAB, they should win that. And at Rice, dude, I might actually flip this.
Rice could fuck with them, but yes, they should win. They should be favored.
And Navy's actually. I thought the Navy game was at Navy. It's at North Texas. Actually, I'm flipping here. Give me North Texas. They got a good schedule.
Wait, does North Texas play Memphis?
No.
What's the remaining schedule? Go chronologically.
All right, so 2 big home games: South Florida and UTSA. Those are 2 contenders.
Dude, they're gonna lose one of those, right?
They're the best team in the country at home.
They are the best team.
Then they're at the Clit, who suck.
And they're starting quarterbacks out for the year. That news just came out right before I hit record.
And then they get Navy at home. So they get South Florida, UTSA, and Navy at home 3 out of the next 4 games. Then they're at UAB, at Rice. I mean, Rice could trip them up to your point. Then they finish with Temple at home.
That game, you know what's interesting about that is Keeler against his old defensive coordinator. That is a nice
great
schedule.
That's all you can ask for.
Wouldn't that be a cool story if North Texas made the playoffs?
To playoff.
That would be a pretty cool fucking story. All right. There we go. You answered that one correctly. I guess.
Benedicted on that. I had Navy, but then we did the schedule so long ago. It's hard to remember.
Well, and some of the teams that you think are good are ass. Some of the teams you think are ass are good. So it's like, oh, whoa, this looks a lot different. So shout out to Team Bass Pack, who says, hey, Colby, do you think any of these names would fit Arkansas's next head coach? Gus Malzahn, John Summerall, Rhett Lashlee, or Ryan Silverfield? Would like to hear your thoughts. Thanks, guys. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Well, here's the thing about Malzahn. He said he didn't want to be a head coach, but I guess money can, wouldn't be the first time that a coach lies. No, I'm done. Remember when Jay-Z said he was going to retire? Right? I feel like a lot of rappers have done this too, where they said they're going to retire and then they're like, hey, maybe we do another album. So it wouldn't shock me if Malzahn came back, but I would be a little surprised if Lashlee left SMU for Arkansas. The only thing
he played there, I forgot that he played at Arkansas. I actually think he's gonna. If he gets a job, he's gone.
That's a good point.
It's different when you put on the uniform. If he didn't put on the uniform, I would say he should just stay at SMU. But that's his alma mater. He was a GA there. I kind of think.
The Summerall thing is interesting because you would think no brainer, but Summerall's in a similar spot. I know he played at Kentucky, so he played in the SEC, so he probably values it. So maybe, but I also think if you're trying to like if he wins another year or two more at Tulane, he could get a better gig than Arkansas. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting angle, really, for Lashlee and Summerall if they stay and keep winning. I mean, Lashlee could be Florida's coach this year. Like one more, and Napier gets fired in a week, then Lashlee, I'm sure he would be one of the names considered. I've heard John Gruden's name come up.
I was just about to say, which SEC team's going to take a shot on Gruden?
I don't know why. These NFL aren't they seeing like?
Yeah.
I mean, I did like a 30-year deep dive on this, and very rarely, the only two that I really pinpointed that were successful, and I know it's subjective, but was Pete Carroll and June Jones that just came up from the NFL and did really well, or came down to the NFL, whatever the fuck you want to say, right? Whereas for every one of those, there's like Dave Wanstead and Paul Hackett and Belichick is adding himself to this list right now. Lovie Smith at Herm Edwards at Arizona State. I mean, you can go. There's more. You go into the 90s or you could say Bill Walsh when he came back to Stanford, he won, but he was a college coach first. To me, like when you get the NFL coaches coming down, and still, I think he still had more success the first time at Stanford pre 49ers than he did the second time, but it's interesting. The Ryan Silverfield one, I think would be a horrible hire. But I think you guys would potentially, I could see it actually happening because you're right there. Memphis touches Arkansas, even though Fayetteville's in the other side of it. I could see that happening. And I still, where are you at with Ryan Silverfield? I still feel like Memphis is incredibly talented and almost any coach could win there. The way Silverfield
he took over a nice situation, but I mean, last 3 years, what's he now? 26-5 in the last 2+ years. And they have 4 straight SEC wins. He's definitely getting a Power 4 gig.
Yeah. And by the way, shout out to Rec in the chat. Chan Gailey was sucked at Georgia Tech. Rod Dowhauer sucked at Vanderbilt. I mean, we can go on and on. So, Lou Holtz was asked in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing too, is like a lot of them struggle going up to the NFL, but I still feel like there's a better track record with Bill Walsh and Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer and you. I mean, I'm dating myself some, but I still feel like there's a little bit better of a track record of college coaches going to the NFL and being good than there is vice versa. I mean, Bill O'Brien was saying that when I went to ACC Media Days, I asked him that question. He was like, "Man, it's like two different sports." But Bill O'Brien got his start in college. He was in college for a while before he went to the NFL. But he was comparing it. He's like, because someone piggybacked on my comment and said, someone said like, but now you pay players in college, so it's a lot more like the NFL. And he's like, no,
because
he's like, it's nothing like it. He's like, it's very, very, very different
styles of play. So, I mean, you're not seeing the fucking triple option in the NFL or some of these other crazy offenses and crazy plays.
Yeah. So I think I could go down a rabbit hole and talk about that forever. Who do you think ends up at Could Orgeron? Why isn't Orgeron on that list? You guys don't want a natty? I'm serious. The guy got I know everyone makes fun of him because of his fucking accent, but the guy did win.
He started chasing pussy, so then everybody wrote him off.
I mean, Les Miles.
I'm gonna go.
I'm fucking around.
I'm gonna go with Lashlee. I think it's gonna be Lashlee now that I've remembered that he played there in the early 2000s.
I think it's gonna be Petrino because I think he wins out.
That one could happen.
Right.
I'm rooting for that.
I'm fucking around. Hey, John Smith, I don't really think they're gonna win out. All right. All right. Next up is shout out to D Bettis, by the way. Which hot seat do you think is the hottest right here? Lincoln Riley at USC, Narduzzi at Pitt, Doran at NC State, and Fickle at Wisconsin.
Narduzzi.
they have a new president, new athletic director, so that makes a lot of sense.
The way they're losing these games, I mean, the brawl was one thing, but then you're off a bye, you're up 20 at home, and you blow your opener that way. Narduzzi kind of feels like on borrowed time there at Pitt.
I mean, USC fans are furious with Lincoln Riley too, but that buyout's huge though.
Oh yeah, shit. Fickle's on here too. Yeah, Fickle's seat's got to be hot as shit too. I would go Narduzzi. Actually, I go Fickle 1, then Narduzzi, then Lincoln Riley, then Doran. NC State doesn't care enough.
Do you think Fickle gets a pass because the starting quarterback's been out?
I don't know.
It's an interesting debate here because I part of me thinks Fickle would be, but then I'm like, wait, if their athletic director knows his starting quarterback's been out, maybe he's a little more patient. And then you're thinking probably Narduzzi, but I don't know because USC has fuck you money, so USC could easily buy out of that contract and be done with them. And then even Doran, I feel like this kind of been talked about. I feel like the Doran thing is underrated. People aren't thinking that NC State wants to change. Yeah. I think that's there.
Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin and Pitt are very similar in terms of just the way that their programs have collapsed over the last 2 years. I know I like to jab at Pitt, but they're 2-8 in their last 10 games, and their only wins are against Central Michigan and Duquesne. They have shit the bed over the last calendar year, and it's been fantastic to watch. But yeah, Doran's they lack consistency at NC State too. All these guys, I think, are going to be gone.
Yeah. Shout out to Jason D, who's saying as a Gators fan, he wants Ricky Ronnie. Let me tell you, Ricky Ronnie is a guy that I don't think will be on a lot of teams' lists, even if they go 10-2 or something. I think he's a really good coach because I've said this. Go back and listen to our ODU preview. They have gotten rated in the portal each year, and I've thought their team looks better than. I thought this team was gonna. I lost money. I locked up the under, bet $200 on the under a couple years ago, and he had these boys playing good. They still went 6-7, but considering how bad he got rated, I think he's a really good coach
I'm happy
too.
for him that he's having this kind of year because, like you said, his record's not sexy, but he's had a lot of bad luck.
I always feel like they look better than what you think. Eye test wise, they should have beat South Carolina week 1 last year. And we saw what South Carolina ended up. They fumbled away that game while they had the lead and with 2 minutes left or 3 minutes left. So your answer, what's your final answer here?
You can't get blown out by fucking Maryland at home. And I mean, come on. This is Wisconsin. They're going to miss a bowl game for the third straight year now? Yeah. I mean, unless something crazy happens, but Colton Joseph for Heisman. Let's go. All right. Next up, which is more likely heading into this week? North Carolina to beat Clemson, Wisconsin to beat Michigan. Now North Carolina is hosting Clemson. Wisconsin is heading to Ann Arbor. Maryland is hosting Washington, and Mississippi State is heading to College Station. Mac, what rank the 4 in likeliness of the upset here? Well, now that we know that Bill's been at Nantucket with Jordan, that's last. He's not focused on the game.
Even though they're at home, which is intriguing, right?
God damn it. Maryland's probably the most likely.
I think so too.
Are they going to be 5-0? God.
Well, dude, I was going back, so I don't want to shit on Ohio State here because that was impressive. But what if Washington's not good? Because when you go back to that Washington State game, Washington and Washington State were pretty much neck and neck. I think Washington had a slight lead deep into the third quarter, right? And then I remember the Colorado State game against Washington, where Washington, it took them a while, a dumb fake field goal but Colorado State I think is terrible. So in my head, I was like, wait a second, is Washington? I know we have the future on Washington. I know I'm on the win total over, but part of me is like, are they good?
And the travel spot. I mean, you got to go all the way. You got to go all the way from the west to the east here.
I think you're right, though. I think that's the right answer here, right? Jerry Davis says Mississippi State. over A&M.
Mississippi State's been chippy as a dog all year. They've covered every game.
They haven't really hit the road though. They went to the Rock to take on Southern Miss, but like half that crowd's State fans. So this will be their first like full on road game going to Kyle Field. I don't know. So hold on, you're ranking this. So one is Maryland to upset Washington in College Park,
and then
Carlton is saying 2 is North Carolina to upset Clemson. That's what Carlton in the chat saying, and then he says Mississippi State, and then he says Wisconsin. How about
I'll
you?
go Mississippi State 2, then North Carolina, then Wisconsin. No, Wisconsin's not winning in the big house with the backup quarterback. They're gonna they ain't gonna score. They're gonna get killed. 17-0.
All right. I think I agree. So I think mine would probably be. I think I would go North Carolina too, though, based on what we've seen at Clemson so far. It's in Keenan Memorial. I feel like, but Maryland would be the first answer, then Carolina, then Hail State, and 4 would be Wisconsin. Next up, hitting you with this one here. Which week 4 upsets more likely? This is group of 5 style. Tulsa heading to the Liberty Bowl and knocking off Memphis. UNLV dropping a game in Laradice. Georgia State going to Center Park Stadium where Terry Pendleton used to hit dingers. And Georgia State getting the best of JMU there. Or Ball State, our nemesis, taking down the Wacky Mac. So I'm curious, and I want you to rank all 4 here. Shout out to D Bettis giving us $5. Check your DMs. Tell Mac I said what up. I'm the real Moneyline Parlay King. He's challenging. Shout out to D Bettis.
Parlay contest. I got a pretty good one a couple weeks ago.
D Bettis is the man, though. I mean, long time listener, man. Hell of a good guy. We got to get him. D Bettis, when are you gonna hop on and be a guest on the show one time? You got to be a guest on the show sometime, brother.
Well, you know what number 1 is. Wyoming, like that phony UNLV undefeated team. That number's 3.5. I mean, that line is telling it's a short game. Then I'll go Georgia State just because JMU, Chesney, they've dropped big games as a favorite, and I think Georgia State isn't that poorly coached.
I think this is a hard fucking list. I mean, only one is on the road, and that's Tulsa. So maybe that's the one you put last. But I mean, Ball State looks like shit, but it's the Wacky Mac. History is on the Wacky Mac side. Carlton saying Wyoming 1, Tulsa 2, Georgia State 3, Ball State 4.
I'm going Wyoming, Georgia State, Ball State, and then Tulsa.
Dude, Tulsa was in that Tulane game deep. It was like tied up for a long while, and Summerall made some good adjustments at the half, and really like late in the third, it kind of got away from them. I think number 1 is clearly Wyoming, right? I gave you too easy of one because Wyoming's history, but 2, I'm going to say 2 is Ball State, man, just because it's the Wacky Mac.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Wyoming to be winning the game for 58 minutes and then somehow UNLV comes back and wins.
D Bettis, how do you get on the show? You hit me up and we planned something, brother. I don't look. I know we're sponsored by John Smith and everything, but I don't have a fucking
computer.
I don't have a representation that you go through. I fired my agent long ago when they booked me for a JCPenney commercial. And then the directors called me a gap-toothed motherfucker and not built for it. So I haven't had representation in quite a while. But that's how that works. Welcome to show business, brother. I think we agree here. Next up. All right. What about this upset? And look, I all 4 of these are ridiculous, UCLA. Right? So I want you to power rank these 4. Kentucky is at Georgia. Minnesota is at Ohio State. Penn State is at UCLA, and Syracuse with a backup quarterback is at SMU in his first ever road start. I think I did a good job finding the 4 most ridiculous Power 5 on Power 5 games. What is the most likely upset in order 1 to 4? Is Noah my agent? Yeah, he's asleep right now too. Too many gobstoppers before bed.
Water up there. He had the
I guess that would keep him awake, but you know what I mean. He had
I mean, I can't. Is number 1 Nico in UCLA?
I mean, maybe. I think it might be because Minnesota. What are the odds Minnesota beat? But that would be a Penn State crowd, man. Because half of Pennsylvania lives in fucking in LA. I feel like so.
I mean, Penn State should have lost at USC last year. Those teams going out west usually suck. God, I can't believe I got to pick fucking Nico. Give me Nico 1, Kentucky 2, Syracuse 3, then Minnesota.
I'm enjoying the chat saying Noah had too many chocolate malt balls.
You guys get this shit.
Hold on, say it again. I'm sorry.
You just want me to say Nico number 1.
Yeah, I do.
After I shit on Nico fucking 30 beers deep and 10 Jaeger bombs deep on Saturday night. UCLA 1, Kentucky 2, Syracuse 3 with the backup. Minnesota, that shouldn't even be on there. That's never win at the Shield.
Yeah, that dude, Minnesota has what is it about Minnesota under PJ Fleck where they just have to get a lawn chair?
Brutal.
It's like they're recruiting. Why don't somebody explain to me why these like mid Big Ten teams just refuse to get an athlete at quarterback? I don't understand it. Like, it's all the difference because your defense is normally really good and you normally actually have a good running back. So it's like they never just go get just someone athletic that can put a little stress into the defense. It's always like just a complete lawn chair. I just don't understand it. It's like, no, this is the Big Ten way. If you're 6'6" white and can't run, we want you. We want you here. Right? You need to have a name like Drew Tate, right? Something simple our fans can get. You know what I mean? Don't be wheeling out some Jay Sean or some shit out here. We want something simple in Minnesota for our fans. All right.
Chat's cracking me up. They said all Mac does is shit on Nico in the postgame, then he picks him every week. I pick him so I can shit on him. He actually covered for me this week. So shout out to you, Nico. You're 0-4 straight up, though. Tennessee's pretty good.
Look, we want quarterback. Spencer Petras was a little bit too exotic. Petras. Spencer, yes. Petras is a bit too exotic for us. I like Drew Tate, by the way. It was just the first name that came to my mind. Drew Tate was actually more athletic than all those guys. All right. How about this? Jim Sorgi. We want someone big, white, unathletic. And he's just the type to understand the offense and be a third string quarterback in the NFL for a decade. Right? Someone good like Jim Sorgi. If you could get Jim Sorgi, if we could get more Jim Sorgi, that's the recruiting pitch when you go into a kid's living room in Minneapolis. They go, how would you like to be the next Jim Sorgi?
High IQ, good character. Program.
The kid's like, who? It's like, no, I grew up watching Mahomes. I grew up watching. No, Jim Sorgi. All right. Yeah, there's tape on him. Google him. There's tape on him. Jim Sorgi. Here, let me show you the iPad, son. You could be Jim Sorgi. I feel like there's other quarterbacks too we could name in yesteryear. Anyway, next up we got. All right, what game are you most excited to see this weekend? Miami, Florida State rivalry game there. I forget what the fuck they call that thing. Virginia at L&N Credit Stadium, goddamn railroad. I forget the name of that stadium, but that's an interesting, huge implications in the ACC. Pissing Pavia. He's had a history of pissing all over the state of Alabama. Can he do it again or Texas Tech, Houston. Major implications in the Big 12 there.
Yeah, I will go Miami, Florida State's one just because of the history of that rivalry. And having these two programs relevant again. That's one. Then Vandy, Alabama, because of what happened last year. Ken Pavia shocked the world again. And then I'll probably go Texas Tech, Houston, just because both undefeated teams in the Big 12, then Virginia, Louisville.
You're always shitting on the ACC. That's what they're going to say.
I picked them one here. I can't give you too much love. And fuck the ACC. ACC, Nico, and Pitt. Those are my three talking points.
I'm curious, chat. Let us know what your favorite game is out of those four, or just in general. I mean, shit, you might want to watch. There's some other rivalry games. What's that? South Alabama, Troy, that rivalry game, the battle for the belt. That's going on this weekend. Sam in the chat saying Vandy 1, Vandy Bama 1, Miami, Florida State 2, Texas Tech, Houston 3, Virginia, Louisville. Virginia, Louisville is going to be like the shoe-in for everyone for last, just because it just seems
Virginia.
Sleepy, right?
It's like we need to see it more, but hey, they're in the top 25.
That's what I'm saying. It's a new day and age. Rec is shitting on you. Mac hates the ACC because they didn't bring West Virginia from the Big East. Yeah, you're right, though. I feel like you were right.
Pussies.
And that's why he put Virginia. And Virginia, I think, was the one that blocked him. So that's why he put Virginia last. You always got to look at. You got to look into what Mac's doing here, and it's always you're right. You're right.
Over us. That was a good decision.
Shout out to Carlton. We got the Battle of the Bay this weekend as well. Shout out to that. Norfolk State, Hampton there. There we go. If you're familiar. Next up, we got this one here. The game you want to see most in the group of 5, Air Force Navy, South Alabama, Troy, as I alluded to, Western Kentucky, Friday night at Delaware. It's going to be hilarious when Delaware wins the CUSA and they're not eligible to play in the championship. What a stupid fucking rule. Nothing like just depriving kids fun. The NCAA has been doing that for years. We're trying to educate these kids and show them how life's really going to be. Life is full of bullshit. And we are going to give you absolute bullshit if you win the CUSA. New Mexico at San Jose State's also Friday night as well. Give me your ranking here.
Air Force Navy 1. I mean, that's always on my bucket list when the academies get together. Then Western Kentucky, Delaware, because of the implications. Then New Mexico, San Jose State. Reminder, San Jose State has not lost a conference game, everybody. That future's still out there. And then
I don't know. I'm terrified. I'm fucking terrified. It's still out there. We're looking all right, though. They've at least shown up to the game.
Like it's like leading up to an exam. You just keep procrastinating. You're like, I'm definitely going to fail this fucking test. Oh, yeah, we haven't got there yet. Yeah, that's San Jose. They still haven't lost, but they haven't looked good. Then South Alabama's Troy.
All right, Battle of the Belt, getting the last ranking. They've been the shittiest of these teams, probably, for being honest. All right, a couple more to go. Here's one. What's more likely here? Alex Galesh to Pitt. Because, I was doing a deep dive on Pitt after I was hearing some reports that it might be done for Narduzzi. Their athletic director came over. It was Danny White's right-hand man there at Tennessee. Guess who was at Tennessee under Josh Heupel? Alex Galesh. Chris Kleiman from Kansas State to Wisconsin. Matt Campbell from Iowa State to Florida. Recruits heavily in Florida. Lincoln Riley, USC to Texas Tech. What would be most surprise, or go in order to, as in what we've been doing the whole fucking time, if I could talk. But in the order that you would think A would happen, and so your fourth one would be most surprising.
I think the Galesh one makes a lot of sense, and I like Galesh, so I hope it doesn't happen. Man, do you think Campbell would leave for Florida?
He recruits the fuck out of Florida, so he's always there. So that's the only reason why I would. I don't think Florida, because wouldn't Campbell be kind of what Mullen was, where he's like he's not trying on the national level. But who cares with money these days? Can't the money just buy you that?
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he left for Florida after turned down the Lions and USC. The Kleiman one makes some sense. I mean, maybe things go a little bit south here at K-State and or they go like 7-5 and he just jumps. He is I guess K-State's in the Midwest, but he's recruits Wisconsin as well. And then I don't think McGuire's going to get fired. So I would put Lincoln Riley last right now.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to get fired, but I mean, Baron Morton, guy gets injured when he sneezes. So it's like this. Better. True, but that was one game. We'll see. Damn, I have most. What happened?
I don't know. What'd you say?
What'd you say? You didn't piss me off. What are you talking about?
Oh,
you must have pissed me off.
The chat.
What happened? Oh shit, my bad, dude. I missed that. It's hard not having my agent Noah Beanick behind the scenes. Sorry about that, Must Vibe. $5 he gives us. Appreciate you, brother. Headed to Iowa State at Cincinnati Saturday. Any thoughts? This game is fucking awesome. Game. And what is that line right now? Can someone pull that up on exactly what that is? Well, Cincy's DC came from Matt Campbell in Iowa State, which makes it super. It's almost like we were just talking Temple taking on North Texas the final week of the season. You basically have a similar scenario here, where you have Matt Campbell going up. Who knows Matt Campbell the best? You know, it's going to be the DC. Why am I drawing a blank on the DC's name for Cincinnati right now? But I think that is super intriguing, especially because Iowa State plays so many one-score games. I tend to think I think Cincy might get them, dude. Because just knowing what they like to do, I think is a huge advantage.
Vite or Vite, I think.
Yeah, Vite. That's a fucking underrated game. But it is also Matt Campbell's like an Ohio guy through and through, so he's back at the scene of the crime.
It's a personal game for him.
That's a fucking great fucking game. There's something about Iowa State and like Rocco Becht in the clutch he delivers, and historically since he kind of collapses, but not last week. So part of me thinks like Iowa State will find a way, but I am very intrigued, and I'm curious what that line will do throughout the week.
Unranked team laying points against the ranked team here.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know if that I answered anything, but that's just like every other. That's just like every other talk show.
Show about nothing.
Like, what did I just listen to? I'll say gun to my head, Iowa State wins barely, but you know they're going to lose one of these ones. Why wouldn't it be from a former guy? You know what I mean? Like they're going to get bit by 2 or 3 in one of these fucking games. They just play too many of these games, right?
I agree. Matola is saying that Iowa State won their Super Bowl on Saturday against Arizona.
Yeah, that's let me tell you, you talk to a person at Ames, they hate people from Tucson. All right? That's what they just fucking can't stand Tucson. They just it goes way back, man. Way back to the OK Corral. You know what I mean? Like they have a deep hatred for Arizona.
They've won Cyhawk and they've won Farmageddon already, but Arizona was the Super Bowl.
100%, man. Arizona's pissed them off. They fucking hated McCain, John McCain. You know why? That's why he gave a restaurant a 1-star there at Ames. What is the best restaurant in Ames, by the way? Rob Donaldson. What's the best restaurant in Ames? Carlton saying, are we ready for postseason baseball tomorrow? Yeah, I'll tune in.
Day games.
Shit, throughout the week, man. Yeah, I mean, and I'll bet on it, all of it too.
Yeah,
why not?
The worst
right?
promoted sport. You don't even know the playoffs are starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know the Yankees and Red Sox are playing, and nobody knows.
Yeah, and what's even more crazy is like each team's payroll is like $300 million, right? And it's like none of these owners think like, hey, we should market our product better.
Sport is such a joke.
I'm excited for it.
I like
I'll be
baseball,
watching every
but
fucking.
goddamn, they don't promote their brand at all. Nobody even knows what's going on right now.
Yeah. You know what? We need another Bo Jackson or Dion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Brian Jordan. We need one of these. So, yeah, excited. And Major League Baseball brought to you by John Smith. All right. Next up, we got two more, man. I'm making sure we get to that 1 hour and a half spot. Look, most likely to win the Big 12: Kansas, Arizona, Kansas State, Cincinnati. Rank the pecking order here too.
Well, Cincinnati beat Kansas head to head. K-State has one loss. They lost to Iowa State, and then Arizona has one loss. They lost to Iowa State. So we got all these one-loss teams minus Cincinnati. I will go Kansas State. I still think that they're pretty good, and I'll go K-State 1, Cincinnati 2, Kansas 3, and Arizona 4.
Take that, Matola.
Yeah, get this Arizona shit out of here. Brennan ain't one of the. I mean, we got Brennan and Satterfield. Satterfield's on this list.
Yeah, you ranked him number 2.
They're undefeated.
Well, in conference.
Oh yeah, they lost to Nebraska. Yeah, they had a non-con loss. That was impressive that they won at Kansas, though.
Oh, dude, Kansas. That was more about Kansas to me. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on Cincy fans, but like Jalen Daniels fumbles at the 1 yard line at like the 5 minute mark of the fourth quarter of the 4 minute. Like, oh my God, man, you can't do that. You know, you can't do that.
It's because Kansas was off their Super Bowl win against West Virginia. That's what we'll say. Everybody's a Super Bowl now.
Yeah, that's right. And that Iowa-Arizona rivalry is heating up. Most likely to win the Big Ten Conference. Then I'll get the fuck out of here. Washington, Iowa. Look, only these. We know Ohio State and Indiana, but who could actually get there? And if you get there, then you got a chance. Washington, Iowa, Minnesota, Maryland.
None of them. Ohio State, Oregon, Big Ten championship. We'll go. Iowa's got one loss. It's not Maryland. Maryland's 4. Don't even. Minnesota's 3. And then we'll go Washington.
I think Iowa's 1. I think Iowa's still 1.
Killer loss. So yeah, I'll go Iowa 1 just because Ferentz pulls games out of his ass. Then Washington 2, Minnesota 3, and Maryland is always going to be last.
All right, folks, that wraps up our show. Shout out to John Smith. And we will be back tomorrow breaking down the weekday games. Let me tell you, we got. Hey, can we let's shit on college football for a second.
Why not? We do it all the time. Let's do it again.
Hey, you morons.
There you go. Coming in hot.
Yeah. You give us one fucking Thursday game. Sam Houston State at New Mexico State. Teams are combined 2-6. Come on. I will watch every second of that game. But then you load up 7 D1 FBS and FCS games on Friday. 7. Hey, you fucking morons. Boston College Pitt on Saturday. It's about as entertaining as my asshole, right? Put that on Thursday, right? Put that on Thursday. What else do we got? Ohio Ball State. You couldn't put that on Thursday? UTSA Temple. We couldn't done Thursday? I mean, we can go one by one on these. Why? I mean, I don't understand. Texas State, Arkansas State. You're kicking off the same time as like 40 other great games, right? You couldn't figure this out. Jonesboro, you think it's going to be rocking on this Saturday, taking it with a 1-4 Arkansas State team? You couldn't put that shit on Thursday? You're killing me. Absolutely killing me with one fucking game on Thursday. Thank God we're having the MLB playoffs because sponsored by John Smith there. But anyway, I wanted to shit on that. Your thoughts on the slate for this week?
I think that there's some big games. I mean, and I think we're also
no. Your thoughts on the weekday slate?
Yeah, I mean the Friday night slate is awesome. I don't know why we can't get this every week. I don't like.
This is why we need that Cody Campbell shit. The Television Act of '63 or some shit. Sports television. Look up the Cody Campbell thing, because I think if we get this thing abolished, we can really. I think we could end up with college football on 7 days a week. Crazy. Imagine. Let me think about this. You have 136 FBS teams, 130 FCS teams. You could play games every fucking week and the world would be awesome. And guess what? You could even align it with bye weeks, because there's that many fucking teams. But you morons keep fucking this up. So we have one game. There's no games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and just one shitty game on Thursday before giving us 7 fucking games on Friday. I don't want to hear about attendance. Rutgers and USC are in the same fucking conference. All right. Arizona and Iowa is a rivalry game now. I don't give a fuck about attendance anymore. All right. Because I know it's all bullshit. I know it's not the real reason.
Next Thursday, there's 4 games. Why is there 4 games next?
Yeah. Why are you randomly loading up? You're still going up against the NFL. I don't understand it. Why not just do 4 every Thursday? Why can't we figure this out?
3.
It drives me fucking crazy. All right, folks, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed the Dantabase Top 25 and the Land Down Under, where Mac gives out his hypothetical answers. All right, this is Talk Radio / YouTube Talk Show. Matt, talk to my agent. All right, Muddy Waters. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. See you tomorrow. And check out those college basketball previews, man. I'm excited. Getting hyped. Was learning about Cal State. Okay. Hold on.
No.
Hold on here. Is the world caught up to what happened at Cal State Bakersfield?
It's a shit show out there. Don't another coach chasing women.
Do a deep dive on that.
This one's a little.
Do a deep dive on that, and we will see you on the College Basketball Experience. Damani, shout outs. He's a guy. He called Clark Lee and he says the Doors are winning. We got the pisser. Amen. Let's go. Till tomorrow, folks. This is the College Football Experience. Check out the College Basketball Experience, College Baseball Experience, Sports Gambling Podcast, Bottom Line Bombs, and all that other good shit. Till next time, you better start thinking about yours. And we out of here. Hell yeah.